Well, David, before he left he gave me this. He gestured to Colonel South, who opened the plastic bucket he'd brought with him, and which had so far passed without comment from their host. As South removed the cylinder from the bucket, the banker glanced at it momentarily, then looked straight back at the President. "Who gave you this?" "Ramu." "The scientist," said Rockman. "Now I see. Is he still here?" "No, he's gone back." "Oh, pity. But never mind. What does the government know?" "The government?" "The Chinese government." "Nothing," said James Hunter. "Why should they?" "Don't they know he came here?" "I doubt it. I doubt they'd believe it in any case. I wouldn't have if he hadn't landed on my lawn." The banker's nose twitched and he said, "Landed on your lawn?" "Yes." "Who?" "Ramu. Ramu, the Chinese scientist, landed on your lawn." "No, David. Ramu is a spaceman from the Pleiades." Rockman paused, then nodded his head. "Oh, I see," he said. "You see, sir," put in Colonel South, "he only stopped here because his wife was ill." "His wife was ill?" "She needed a kidney transplant, and in return he gave me this." Rockman wasn't quite sure if he was being wound up and replied, "Let me get this straight, James, Colonel. You're saying that a spaceman named Ramu landed on the White House lawn, asked you to arrange a kidney transplant for his wife, who just happened to be travelling with him, and gave you a metal cylinder before it flew off?" "Yes, David, I thought you knew." You said, "I know what I said. That's what I was told, but I didn't believe it, for God's sake. You're saying that an alien landed on the White House lawn?" "David, the reason we came to see you is because of this." He pointed to the cylinder. "It's a miracle, David." "I'm sure that after what you see, it must be pretty ordinary." "Yes, of course, David, but it's a free power source." "Virtually," put in South. The two men explained the operation of the Ramulator to the banker, who seemed suitably impressed. At length he said, "This is amazing, the greatest development since the wheel." "Yes," said South. "It will mean that the United States will no longer be dependent on oil." "Or gas," added the President. "That means we can withdraw totally from the Middle East." Totally?" asked Rockman. "Yes, David. In a way it will mean the end of American imperialism. With free power it won't matter a damn. Heck, this could be the end of government as we know it. With free power there will be no more wars. What will be the point when nobody needs oil anymore?" "That's a bit of an exaggeration, James. People will always need oil and coal." "True," said South, "but only a tiny fraction of what they need now. I think what the President means is that with the increased standard of living for all this will bring, no one will be inclined to fight wars anymore." "Something like that, Colonel," said James Hunter. "The point is that oil, coal and related energy industries employ vast amounts of labour and materials and account for a major portion of national expenditure worldwide. Then there's import-export. Think how much time, human effort and money is expended transporting oil and coal from one country to another. Think of the 1990s Gulf War. That wouldn't have been necessary if the world had had a free power supply." "I always thought the purpose of the Gulf War had been to liberate Kuwait from the tyranny of the dictator Saddam Hussein," said the banker cynically. "It was put in South, but Saddam would never have invaded Kuwait in the first place if it had free power. Half the wars in history would never have been fought if the Gift of Ramu had been made to an earlier age." "Quite," put in James Hunter. Then he looked the banker in the eye, and his own eyes shone with the light of a rare idealism which had probably not been seen in any US president or politician since the founding fathers had signed the Declaration of Independence. "David, we are standing at the dawn of a new age. From now on the peoples of the earth will be richer in worldly goods than ever before, and in spirit, for mankind will be able to throw off the shackles and worry of constantly seeking new energy sources and pollution. Just think, David, no more oil, no more coal, no more nuclear power either, no more pollution, no more war. It sounds like paradise." It may have sounded like paradise to the President, but to the banker it sounded like falling share prices. He didn't take in the full implications at once, but after Hunter and South had left, he sat in his chair for a long time pondering on the implications for the Rockman group of companies, which included Stafford Oil, large tranches of other oil companies, and investments in coal, uranium, gas and associated industries. Rockman decided to sleep on it before doing anything rash, but try as he may, he couldn't sleep at all that night, and he was behind his desk before 7 the next morning, making calls to various experts in different parts of the world, inquiring, hypothetically, what would be the effect on share prices in these various companies and trusts in the advent of a new wonder technology. To a man, the prognosis was pessimistic. The vision he'd had the previous day and brooded over into the small hours was confirmed. A machine as radical as this would certainly mean prosperity for the poor of the world, but it would mean financial disaster for him. Rockman sat at his desk virtually all day, venturing out only for a cup of coffee and to use the men's room. By 3 o'clock he had decided on a drastic course of action. Picking up the red phone, he rang his brother Winston, who ran the Toronto branch of the family bank. "Hello, Winnie," he said. "This is David. Do you remember about 6 years ago we had some trouble in London? I thought you might. I want you to get in touch with the Irishman again." "Yes, that's him, Sparky. Tell him I've got a special job for him." "Yes, here in Washington."